Hello, golfers and parents. This is Coach Twardy. This is our varsity golf meeting. Unfortunately, it has to be via Google Meets here, but better than nothing, I suppose. Um, Coach Abramo isn't here tonight. He will be very much a part of the team this year and will be very heavily involved with everything going on as well. So first off, in terms of how we handle all communications, scheduling, announcements, so on and so forth, is via SportsU. Those of you that have played sports in Byron Hills before are probably familiar with it. Let me just make sure I am presenting here. I'm a little rusty with my Zoom and Google Meet skills. It's been a while, thankfully. Okay, I should be presenting. All right, so once again, SportsU. All right, you can get the app on the Play Store, Apple Store, whatever, and it's a great way to look at the schedule. Just very easy to stay on top of everything. So the way you're going to become a member of that is you need the code. So the code to join the SportsU is right here. It's 2 T as in Tom, 8 X as in xylophone, W as in water, C as in cat, P as in peanut, Z as in zebra. Okay. And, there's some other pertinent information on here as well. Like the expectations. Give me just a minute here. There we are. Okay. So some things to keep in mind, right? Varsity golf is a varsity sport, obviously, and as such, it does require, a pretty significant commitment of your time. So, expect to devote 3 to 4 days a week. One thing nice with golf, we don't really have too many weekend competitions, if any. But again, expect to, be here 3 to 4 nights a week. Keep that in mind before you decide to come out and make that commitment. And especially as the season goes along, we do have some late nights. I mean, it's not unusual to get home at 7:30 or later, and that does sometimes get tough as the year goes on, and we're going to be having regents and finals and APs and all that stuff. So just something again to bear in mind. Um, and I understand. Listen, like all you guys are busy, parents are busy. I have a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old son. I am ridiculously busy. So things happen. But as long as you maintain that open avenue of communication and, it's not a recurring theme here where you're always trying to get out of practice or matches, um, you know, generally if we communicate with one another, we're going to be just fine. So that's that, plan to make that commitment. But again, with the understanding that we all live busy lives. I'm also assuming, right, that if you're coming out for the golf team, you have a general understanding of the rules and the decorum and etiquette that comes along with playing golf. We will talk about the rules, especially, but again, it's kind of understood that you know what you're doing to some extent. Golf is, particularly important in regard to sportsmanship because unlike any other sports out there, there's no refs out there with you. So it's kind of like the honor system and that holding yourself accountable and being extremely honest and maintaining integrity at all times is really important. In terms of tryouts, I really like it when we can take everybody that to some reasonable degree knows how to play golf. We have the varsity A and the varsity B squad. So, how that kind of works is the teams are together. We practice together. Um, so, on Mondays, we have Whippoorwill, which fortunately, Whippoorwill's great with us. We pretty much have carte blanche of the course. We'll be practicing together on those days. And, some Tuesdays will be at Summit and Thursdays as well. So, the idea is to get as many different athletes the ability to play rounds of golf as possible. In terms of the varsity A matches, those are the guys that'll be primarily competing and traveling. Those are the top 8 golfers normally, and those are mostly determined, with some exceptions, very few exceptions, based on your scores. All right, so looking at your scores during the practice rounds, how consistent are you? That will dictate who's in the top 8. So in order to get a varsity letter, you basically have to come into the practices. Varsity B guys, there will be a few matches for you as well. They're not as common because there aren't a lot of JV or varsity B teams out there, but it is expected that you go to those. We've had a little bit of a situation in the past where kids, they get used to playing at Whippoorwill, which is obviously awesome every Monday. And when it comes time to playing a match up at Vales Grove or something in Brewster, that isn't necessarily as appealing, they just sort of like opt out. That's not an option, guys. If you want to be on the varsity team, the varsity B team, it's expected that you're going to attend all those matches as well. Okay. And if you miss more than one, you risk losing that varsity letter. Okay. So again, I don't want to be like, have these rules that we hold to steadfastly necessarily, because things do happen, right? Who knows? Crazy times, COVID, everything like that. But you really have to be committed to attending those varsity B matches if that's the case. Okay. Transportation. A little bit tricky this year because, like many places, we're dealing with a bus driver shortage. So if there's ever a time, if we're in district, like right down the road at Summit Golf Club or at Whippoorwill, where parents, you could help out with transportation, that would be phenomenal. I realize it's not always possible, but it could help us get going a lot earlier, which gets the boys home earlier to do their homework, which is obviously a good thing, right? But anyway, for out of district, whatever it is, an out of district practice, an out of district match, there is busing both there and back. Okay. Now, if we have something in district that can include a home match or a practice at Whippoorwill or Summit, parents are expected to pick the golfers up at Whippoorwill or Summit. There will be a bus to the place, so to Whippoorwill or to Summit. But again, the pickup will be there will not be a ride home, so parents will be expected to pick up golfers at either course. So again, to kind of reiterate, there will be transportation to home matches as well, not on the way home. But if there's any way or how that parents can drive golfers to the home matches, that's great. It would just allow us to get out a lot earlier because, again, there's been some issues with buses this year. This last one I have to change. It's not only seniors, juniors and seniors. So really anyone with a driver's license may drive to home matches and practices. So that means anywhere within the confines of the Byram Hill School District, you can drive to practices and matches with, of course, the proper paperwork. And as always, right, make sure you have parents, please have all the necessary paperwork required for playing a sport as well, the physicals and such. The schedule is still up in the air to some degree. There's a meeting this week where I am going to be hopefully finalizing that a little bit more. But once again, go to the SportsU. That's where you can find all types of pertinent information regarding scheduling. Okay, so again, just to kind of recap, expect a 3 to 4 day a week commitment. As of now, it looks like we're gonna have Whippoorwill on Mondays, Summit on Tuesdays and Thursdays, which we'll be splitting with the girls team. That's not to say that we may never add a practice at perhaps Maplemore or the driving range, but you can really count on those Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. And once the season gets rolling, right, expect 3, sometimes even 4 matches a week. So again, the time commitment can be a little bit intense. Parents, golfers, if you have any questions, shoot me an email. Better yet, golfers, right? I love talking to you guys. Stop by my room. I'm in room 211. Come by. I'd love to chat with you and meet you if I haven't already. So I hope this little meeting here helped to some degree. Again, though, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to give me a shout. All right, guys. Again, really looking forward to this. It's going to be a great year. Hopefully, with COVID relaxing a little bit, and hopefully we get lucky with some good weather, and it's going to be really fun. And I'm really looking forward to it, guys. All right. Thanks for your time. Take care now.